Okay, my friend, so I have this quilt in front of me, and I want to know what I have to do to go ahead and create this pattern. And I see on here that Sylvia made the pattern, so it's her original design. And say I don't have her measurements to tell you what size it is. Well, I believe she started with 10-inch blocks, but let's go ahead and measure. So I have a ruler here, and we're going to go ahead and take it up here, and that's centimeters. That doesn't help me. And we are looking at a total of 3.5 inches. So I know that was a 4-inch block because you have a quarter seam and a quarter seam. And we have this down here is a 5.5, so we know that's a 6-inch block. So if I take 6 plus 4, I've got 10 inches. And I know it was a square block, so this one again is 5.5 inches. And this one here is, am I measuring right? 3.5 inches. So if I add on a 1/4-inch seam and a 1/4-inch seam, a 1/4-inch seam for this block here, and a 1/4 inch for this side, I have 6 inches plus 4 inches, so that is a 10-inch block. So we start with 10-inch blocks, and if you see here is the same pattern right here as we have right here. And if we look around the quilt, we're going to find more of the same block. So let's go back and look at this block. And if we're looking at this block, this will be the true block. Let me see if I can bring the camera down just a little bit so we can look at this block right here. Okay, so if we're looking at this block right here and we're trying to figure out how did she do this. Okay, so she took this corner here and this corner here. So these are 3.5 inches, so that's a 4-inch. So she took her 10-inch block and she measured down 4 inches and cut. And then she turned her remaining piece, and this piece goes under here, this piece goes under here. So this one being that 5.5, am I measuring that right? Yeah, 5.5. So that's a 6-inch block. So I take it, I have a 4-inch strip and a 6-inch strip, and then I want to cut it in half again to make the remainder. So let's grab a sheet of paper, and we're going to say a 10-inch block. We're going to cut it the 4-inch, and then we're going to spin it around, and then I have this piece with this piece, and we're going to go ahead and cut this at the 4-inch too, because we see that's 3 inches. So we're cutting in a 10-inch square, we're cutting at 4 inches, and then we're turning this piece and we're cutting at 4 inches. So that creates, I have a block that is 5.5, so that's a 6-inch by 6-inch block. I have a 4-inch by 4-inch block, and these two measure identical. So these are 4 inches by 6 inches. And that, my friends, is how we make this beautiful quilt. And then the seams, let's measure, sashing. Let's measure the sashing. The sashing measures 1 inch, so that's a 1/4-inch seam and a 1/4-inch seam, so that's a 1.5-inch sashing. So to make this pattern, write this down, grab a piece of paper and a pencil. All of the sashing on the inside of the blocks is 1.5-inch strips, long strips, sew on the piece, trim it off perfectly, and then take 1.5 long strips, because we're going all the way between each of the blocks up and all the way down. So each of these have the sashing. So I hope that helps when you're looking at a pattern and the creator of that pattern says, yes, please make this quilt. Use it as many times as you want. I am not copywriting it. I am making a video of it so you can create this beautiful thing at home You can use any size that you want. You can take a 12-inch block, just cut it and then turn it and then cut it the opposite direction and then sew those pieces together with 1.5-inch sashing. Now, if you want wider sashing, you're going to lose a little bit of the block. That's okay. If you want smaller sashing, that's okay. So if you use a 1-inch sashing, you're going to lose a 1/4 inch on the top, a 1/4 inch on the bottom, and of course each side. So that 1-inch block is going to be a 1/2-inch strip. So instead of seeing 1 full inch of fabric, you would only be seeing 1/2 inch of fabric. You'd only be seeing this. So again, if you want to create your own pattern, that is very easy to do. This beautiful quilt was created from graph paper. So just write down on graph paper, create your own quilt, add in your 1/2 inch for seams, and you have this beautiful, wonderful quilt in any color pattern you want. We wanted it for patriotic 4th of July quilt. But again, if you want it in all pinks, do it in all pinks, purples, pastels, whatever color matches your bedroom, whatever your friend's favorite colors is, whatever you want to do. And if you use a variety of colors that all blend well together, you can use any color combination you want that blend well, or any themed fabric that blends well. So I hope this has helped, my friends. Have a great afternoon. Keep sewing. Hit that subscribe button down below and the like button. And if you would, please, 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 any comments, any thoughts, any requests, anything, I would love it if you put them in the comments below. I am looking for your input. I am looking to improve my channel. And this, my friends, I hope, with your help, can bring us lots more tutorials so we can go over them. Talk to you soon. Bye!